Richie, we are still there. We go to Cardiff on Monday, this cup final.
Yes, it was a job well done in the first half. We all praised the Irish team at half-time, and it was a job done in the second half. There's no injuries going into Monday that we know of, no suspensions, clean sheet tonight, confidence-boosting brace and man-of-the-match performance for Daryl Murphy. I thought O'Dowda did really well in his competitive start. A nice debut for Sean Maguire coming on. He's hopefully one for the future. A really positive night. Have to say the quality of the opposition was very, very poor. They haven't won a game all campaign. They've conceded 22 goals now. They're 150 something in the ranking for a reason. They're at the bottom rung of European football, so let's not get too carried away for what we did against Moldova, but what we had to do, we did very well.
What do you think of it, Liam?
Yeah, I was well pleased, as I said, at half time. The football was good, it was entertaining, mainly down to good midfield play from Houlihan and O'Dowda and Hendrick. Delighted for Daryl Murphy. You know, it's a long time coming. He's been a great pro. He scored goals everywhere he's been in league football in England, but he's found them hard to find for Ireland. But he got two tonight, and the second one was a great header, smashing header. I thought we probably had our eye on the ball in the second half for Wales, and we took it easy. We kind of coasted. We let them have a lot of the ball. We didn't expend too much energy. But they, as Richie said, were poor when it came to scoring goals, creating chances. They could keep possession of the ball, but after that, and they were poor also in their own box, where we capitalised on that. And not to get carried away, but I think it's a really good platform to go to Cardiff with on Monday night. I said after the last game, losing to Serbia, we could still do it by going to Cardiff, and I still believe that we can go there and win, particularly with Gareth Bale injured and out of the match.
Yeah, what are your confidence levels like, Damien, looking ahead to Monday now after what we've seen?
That's the one thing, Gareth Bale. He's the one world-class player, possibly you could say, in the whole group. Maybe Matic as well, but so that's a big boost. I know Roy said during the week it ain't, but you have to say it is. He's their one man that can win Wales the game on Monday on his own. But regarding tonight, yeah, second half definitely our levels dropped. That's what got Moldova back in the game. It wasn't their quality, it was just us taking our foot off the gas, maybe a couple of gears. It was nice to obviously rest a couple of lads, not reading too much into it, but Daryl Murphy coming off, Wes coming off. Yeah. Could they possibly starting on Monday? And then you've obviously McLean and Brady to come back into it. So he might have a couple of problems. O'Dowda, I was really impressed with him tonight. Probably too soon for him, I think, to be thrown in again on Monday. But the way he's been talking the past couple of days, and especially yesterday after agreeing the new deal, it's about the future and excitement. And that's possibly one to look at. You know, I'm just looking through a couple of the ages. There's lads 33, 34, 35, and the likes of O'Dowda coming through. It could be an exciting time.
So is this what Martin O'Neill was referring to, Liam, with, you know, those younger players coming through? He was speaking about that a lot yesterday before the contract extension was announced, about these exciting players that are coming on the radar now.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's going to be difficult to qualify. It's one that's going to be difficult to go to Wales and win, but we can still do it. And then we don't know the permutations of whether we're going to be. So that's another factor. So I think with the realisation of how difficult it's going to be, he's thrown the future into the mix. And they probably have agreed this as part of, you know, the announcement that he's getting a new deal. That he's looking to the future, and certain players are getting old, as Damien referred to, and we need to look at some younger lads. I'd be a bit worried about the quality of the younger players coming. I really would. You know, when he appeared on the scene, and Keane appeared on the scene, and Richard Dunn appeared on the scene from nowhere under Mick McCarthy, brought on by Brian Kerr. That was something to get excited about. I don't think we've got the same calibre. Well, I know we haven't got the same calibre. So Martin O'Neill's going to have a difficult job going forward. But this is not over. This is not over. There's still a big, dramatic night to come on Monday.
But you have to say as well, he's been clever in it the past few days. He's, I guess, being like his own PR machine. He's talking, he's 100% right records, qualifying for tournaments. He's talking about youth. He's talking about the season tickets being boosted from 4,000 to 16,000. So he is being very clever with all these positives. When I guess there has been so many negatives, especially in performances in the past few months. So he's been clever from that point.
But from his point of view, they are facts. The season tickets have gone up by 12,000. They are still in the mix here. They've qualified for Euro 2016 and got out of the group.
Might be a bit of a reach. The context in which he brought up the season ticket sales was to strengthen his case that he and Roy are doing well and the public are behind them. I think there's other reasons, there's other factors behind that. The prices have gone down, people's spending, disposable income has gone up. There's a load of other reasons you could throw in there as well. After the last game last month against Serbia, he was kind of made a few post-match comments about, we don't have players coming through. He made a comment that, wouldn't it be great if a 27-year-old Robbie Keane was there? A month later now, in the build-up to this, he's speaking positively about the young players coming through, maybe on the back of this is what Liam is referring to, talking up the future. There's young players there, we'll get behind them and saying it's going to go somewhere. But the quality of play, there is no comparison to the youngsters. If we're even calling players in their mid-20s youngsters, which I don't think we should, but the new players to the squad are no comparison at all to the ones that Liam mentioned.
But like Richie, I suppose, look, before this thing started and after 10 points out of 12, we would have loved to have been in a position, and we were perhaps in a position to go and win this group, and we lost the initiative. We go to Cardiff on Monday with second place up for grabs. We know exactly what we have to do. And Serbia have messed up in Austria this evening. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I remember Gary Mackay, but there is the potential that even first place could be in the mix here. Mathematically, it's still possible. Serbia play Georgia at home on Monday. You would fancy Serbia all day, but what on earth has happened to them against Austria tonight?
Well, we'll be grateful it happened, whatever it was that happened. It is a remarkable scenario that we could end up finishing top of the group. I'm already sitting here thinking about the what ifs. The 2 points dropped against Georgia. Maybe had we gotten an equaliser last month against Serbia, the table would have looked a lot better. We have played poorly and we've all been disappointed with the performances in some of the games. The run of results and performances has dipped in the second half of the campaign. But tonight, again, there were a lot of positives there. We made it look relatively comfortable in the first half. It was a commanding performance by the team, by some players in particular. And we're finishing possibly very strongly on Monday.
Why do you think, Liam, that, and at times in this group, and I suppose it happened in the Euro 2016 qualifying group as well, where we lost the initiative. We were in a great place this time last year, 10 out of 12. Brian Kerr, I remember, had done that before in 05, and it didn't work out for him. Okay, this could still work out for us in a very positive way.
I think Martin O'Neill's selections have to be questioned. You'll see at the end where I think we've put a montage of how well Wes Hoolahan played once again, albeit against Moldova, and how the fans reacted to him when he was subbed, because he's the one that makes the team play. Now, O'Neill hasn't realised that for a lot of the games that we've played in this group. The games we've played against Georgia, when we drew 1-1 that Richie's referred to, he wasn't playing Wes. Austria at home, he only came on as sub after 73 minutes and made a difference. But he didn't start, Dara. And Wales at home, when we didn't fail to score a 0-0 against 10 men, he didn't. So there's questions to be asked, certainly, about Hoolahan, and there must be questions to be asked about Myler. I referred to Myler. After that Austria game, he was a first pick. So there are questions about his team selection that are serious questions.
But could he argue, look, I'm finding the answers now?
No, he could have 4 points more.
Yeah.
We could be going to Wales needing a draw to top the group to go automatically to. Okay, look, managers don't. We're all clever in hindsight.
Sure.
But there has to be serious questions about his team.
I think there's such a contrast in the way we play. Just to go, when Wes is in the team, we're a totally different team. When he's not, it's Route 1, would you just call it? I don't know. Yeah. Is that the best way, the nicest way to call it? And there's such a contrast in the way we play. And if you go through the games, the good performances, more than likely Wes is usually in them. Yeah. And when we struggle, he's not.
All right, let's have a look.
Wes is not only Eamon's baby, he's everybody's baby.
You're adopting as well.
Yeah, I'm in there as well.
Co-parenting, okay.
But he does, he changes everything. We speak before about, is it 2 up front, is it 5 across the middle? It doesn't matter what the formation is. If Wes is playing, he completely changes the what is possible. He changes how we use the
get
ball.
Involved. The other lads, they seem to have more confidence when he's in the team to get the ball down and play.
You mentioned, Richie, earlier on about And like, what's Wes? 34, 5. The next campaign after this, Euro 2020, and for most players, you would say, look, he's not going to feature. But do you think he would hang on? Like, if he gets to play in a World Cup,
is Wes going to retire now at the end of this campaign, or if we qualify and play in the summer, does he have another campaign left in him?
Yeah, you'd like to think he does.
I can't think of any comment I've remember reading from him where he's already made his decision. I don't think we can
afford any player to say, oh look, I'm 35, 36, so I don't know. You're going to need them. But what was pleasing was that at least O'Dowda, I hadn't seen much of him at all, Dara, but he came up there, he was composed, had a lovely left foot, he was an intelligent player, and he was able to communicate in a football sense with Houlihan. So that's a plus. We've
been talking about Wes Houlihan. Let's have a look at him in action here, guys. If you want to talk us through, that was a brilliant pass.
Well, this is the ball from Wes, and it was a great run from O'Dowda. That's what took the full back in, and yeah, great ball from Wes, great ball from Wardy. We lacked that last month. So it's great to see that end product, I guess you call it, tonight. O'Dowda, great ball, and listen, Longy, we'll touch on him after. I think he ended up feeling a bit sorry for him because he's done great, and the most pleasing thing, he kept getting into position to score a goal. But Wes, this is why he could possibly play beyond 35, because he's not relying on legs to get run in behind. He's always flitting in and out of pockets, and it's his touch. And as you get older, you don't lose your touch, you lose your legs. But Wes doesn't rely on speed or agility or what have you. It's just his touch of a football, his feel of his football, and like we've touched on before, he's one of the few, if any, street footballers we have in the squad. So 35, 36, 37, even 38, for me, Wes is still going to be the same player. So the fact that he's 35, is he going to retire? I still think he can carry on.
Brilliant. Well, let's hope so. Yeah, okay.
And I don't know what the argument is against his inclusion in the team. Like, I don't know, if you're Martin O'Neill, I don't know how much detail he's put in to explaining what Wes doesn't have or why he's not in the team. I know there's been some comments about his fitness, playing a couple of games in a week, or away games he seems to play less, but the attributes that he has, his work rate is phenomenal. When we don't have the ball, he terriers around the place to try and win it back. He keeps the ball better than anyone. He's a real football brain on him. He creates chances as well. I don't know why. I know we're in, like, it's Groundhog Day here.
Yeah,
post-match discussions.
It's going back. It's going back over.
It's boring to talk about. It must be boring to listen. But I don't know what the argument is.
Absolutely.
About the group, Dara. One of the reasons that we're not better off in the group, but he hasn't been selected all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
in
enough.
my opinion.
Right. Okay. Let's have a look at Daryl Murphy, guys. Another guy who has been around a while and has battled away looking for goals. He got a very important one against Serbia and 2 this evening. This is his first one, Rich.
He did. It was an ideal start. I know it took him a long time in his international career to score, but it's his movement here. He doesn't wait for the knock-on. He's on the move before the knock-on, gets at the front post. The defenders are flat-footed, and it's a really tidy finish. You possibly fault your goalkeeper. If he was your teammate, he might have done better, but really good reaction there from Murphy to get in the position and a good finish.
And the second one, and look, we've already seen this, guys, because it started with a brilliant pass from Wes Houlihan, but it was great football. It was wonderful football.
Yeah, like I touched on, the runner in behind, I don't think we have a lot of that in the squad. If you look through the midfielders, like Wes doesn't do it, you Harry Arthur, Glenn Whelan, Myler, and that's what stretches teams. So yeah, great ball from Wes, great ball from Wardy, but runners in beyond, it causes mayhem, it makes the pitch big and it gets us up the field, and something as simple as that creates absolutely mayhem. And as Liam touched on earlier, creates a space there for Wardy, which, great ball tonight, lacked it last month, but spot on. And listen, what a header, reminds you of Quinny back in the day, just caresses it into the net. So top class goal, and such a contrast between, I said, the first goal and the second.
Yeah, absolutely great comparison with Niall Quinn. Let's hear now, and Richie, just several points to come out of that interview, but one name jumps out, and we're going to look at him in detail here. Shane Long, great servant for his country. Germany will always remember that. He just so badly needs a goal for his country, a goal for his club.
I'm probably the one person on the panel who has a lot of experience of what it must feel like to be Shane Long. When you're playing up front, you've played on a run of games where no matter how hard you're working, no matter how many opportunities like this, for whatever reason, it just keeps hitting the goalkeeper, hitting the post, bounces back off from there, doesn't fall on the right side of the goal where he wants it to. He does a lot of general play, and Martin O'Neill is right to say that, you know, it comes with the job. He's finding himself in the right position. He closes down defenders. He works very hard. But when things like that happen, you really need your striker to finish, particularly at a stage like this. And imagine a scenario like this presenting itself on Monday. I didn't think Tony's question was completely out of order there, to ask whether or not Shane Long's position on Monday was up for discussion or not. There's going to come a point, I suppose, when your striker is looking as low in confidence as he is in front of goal, or producing so little in front of goal, or missing the way he does, that his place in the team will be a conversation as opposed to a given.
Liam?
I'd play him. I think he works his socks off. He runs in behind people. He's fast, he's quick. He bothers defenders. Yes, he's low in confidence. You know, he should have had a hat-trick there. But I think with the people we have available up front, no Walters, I think Long has to play.
Okay. Damien, for you?
Definitely, yeah. He's the one player, listen, Daryl Murphy gets about, but he's the one player that stretches the pitch for us, and 1 in 42, it's not great, but hey, come on Monday and you never know.
Yeah, maybe Cardiff will be the place to break his duck, as they say. Is the big one. Let's just show you the group table as it stands, particularly after Austria's 3-2 win over Serbia tonight with a late goal. Ireland's 2-0 win. The Republic of Ireland stay in third, but really all to play for on Monday night. And the fixtures: Serbia, Georgia, Wales, the Republic of Ireland. That's our live game. But first place isn't decided, nor is second place at the moment. And we've all become experts, or maybe, well, I'm certainly far from an expert, but in this table, this playoff table, the best second place teams, you can see, okay, Wales have won. From an Irish point of view, not a Welsh point of view, we'd like to see the name of the Republic of Ireland in there, but Wales jumping up to 5th, Bosnia down in 9th. You know that only 8 out of the 9 second place teams make it into the playoffs for the World Cup, and the Scotland-Slovenia match in Slovenia on Sunday night, massively important for the Republic of Ireland and Wales. And look, Richie, it's very complicated. There's lots of numbers there. The goals are very important, the goal difference, but the points most of all, and the results against the bottom teams in each group are discarded.
Yeah, we're currently on 16 points in our group, but it only counts as 10. The points gained against Moldova won't count in this table should we be the team who finishes second on Monday. We can get to a possible points total on 13 in that table, which won't be enough if other results don't go our way. The obvious one being Scotland. If Scotland fail to get 3 points on Sunday and we win on Monday, we will finish second and qualify in the playoffs. Unless, of course, Serbia slip up and we finish top, and we won't care about the playoffs.
Absolutely, won't be bothered about that.
Just sneer at the whole thing.
Exactly, yeah. We can do something else that night. Okay, Liam, particularly in the first half, I know there was other elements of it in the second half, but, you know, we have borne in mind the opposition, but we did play some good stuff at quite a long period in this match.
Yeah, in the second half we went quiet a bit, but once again, it was the little guy, Houlihan, who was doing most of the creative stuff. It's a good ball in from Murphy, he tries to flick it on. Catches the Moldovan defender on the arm, but it wasn't a penalty. Murphy flicking on here for Houlihan. I think Ronnie said that he wanted Houlihan to go himself here, but he plays it to O'Dowd. O'Dowd scuffs a shot, and Shane Long, oh my God, when you're out, when your luck's out, your luck's out. His body position wasn't great, but he should have scored, shouldn't he? Houlihan again, good ball in behind the left back for Christie. Christie comes back in. You know, Christie gets up and down that side, but as Damien pointed out before the match, his crossing quality could be a bit better. But he's a game lad. Not a lot to show for our second half performance, but I think we took our foot off the pedal.
Richie, just come back to Shane Long for a moment, and Liam's referenced him there. You know, like you've experienced something similar. It's a long time since the guy scored. That was your position. You went through it. And I know, look, the cliche is, usher a goal and everything changes. But, you know, how does he get himself through this? Okay, it can all change on Monday night.
You continue to do the thing that you've always done, which and his work rate is a big part of his game. He's very honest in his game. He doesn't cheat. He doesn't hide. He doesn't cut corners. He doesn't do any of those things that you might accuse other players, other strikers of doing. He closes down full-backs, doesn't give them time on the ball. He'll challenge for balls in the air. He'll try and anticipate knockdowns if he's playing with a taller man like Murphy. He'll make a nuisance of himself, and you continue to do that. You continue putting yourself in the positions on the off chance that the ball does fall for you. And it doesn't matter how many times you miss. You just believe the next one that falls to you is the one you're going to score. You have to keep telling yourself
someday
that.
it will.
He's never been clinical, Darren.
No, he's never been one where you just go,
where
he'll score.
Bang. He's no Robbie Keane, you know. You knew when Robbie got 5 chances, if you're going to take 4 of them, you know. It's the other way around with Shane, I'm afraid. If he gets 5 chances, you probably get 1. And it's a shame, really, because it does affect him at club level as well. He doesn't often... he's not a regular starter for Southampton. He's in and out of the team. The crowd at Southampton love him. The crowd here love him because he's 100% trier. But if he only could be a little bit more clinical in his finishing, his career would go upwards.
And Damien, like you can see it in his face, particularly that one at the end where it came at him very quickly down at this end, and he put it wide, like fractions wide.
Yeah, you could see it. He looked distraught. He wanted the ground to swallow him up, and I think if he has confidence, he takes that with his left foot and it's just a slot. He overthinks it and tries to go more comfortable on his right. But listen, like I said, Monday, if it goes in off his backside, you'll take anything at the minute.
All day, absolutely. Okay, let's have a look. And Damien, I want you to lead off on this because you know about playing in this position better than anybody here. Callum O'Dowda. I know, okay, he was slightly more in off the left, but were you impressed with him tonight?
Yeah, very much so. Enjoyed watching him up close and personal. He obviously played more narrow, which shows he has qualities. There's not a lot of wingers that can come in and play in the edge of a diamond, which we spoke about last month, but listen, he's quicker than I thought, he's bigger than I thought, and listen, you can possibly say he's better than I thought, so I was really impressed with him all night. Strength there, pace, and that calm and that assurance to go and pick a ball out that maybe last month people were slashing at. Great touch there, great vision, and I've been impressed. Belarus, I think, was before the Euros, lovely touches, we showed clips earlier. Last month, Serbia, great cross, he's comfortable off both feet, so he can go down the line and cross with his left foot, and this is him with the other side, the dirty side I call it, and I guess the most important bit, he's down there but he's still ice cold to play back heel, but as I was saying, he can cut back on his right, so he does have so much to offer, and I think as Martin said, that belief that Martin showed him last, I think it was November in Moldova, that putting him on in such an important game, he's grown, and I think he will over the next few years grow as a player here and get more starts. Could he play at a higher level, Liam?
Well, it's a bit too early for me to have an opinion on that, but okay. I was impressed with him, and I thought Martin O'Neill's in his post-match interview said something that I thought was really interesting. He said he's trying to encourage the kid to believe in himself a bit more and burst into gaps. We didn't quite see that, only one or two occasions tonight, but he looks quick, Damien, doesn't he? He looks quick, and he's a strong lad, and he's an intelligent footballer. You could tell that straight away. So I like him.
From what I believe, just... it was a bit of gossip, but I think Steve Guppy does do an awful lot of work with him. He clips games for him, his Bristol City games obviously here as well, so he is a bit of, I guess, Steve's pet project from what I hear, and it's great to see that it's paying dividends, because we were all really impressed with him tonight.
Yeah. I would expect, I think we all expect probably Brady and McLean to come back into the team on Monday, and I don't know where there's room for O'Dowda in the same team of those two.
Okay, all right, well that's something we'll come back to in a moment or two. Yeah, what a night for him. I think I had a brain freeze as well. Of course, Sean was at Dundalk, but he made his name at Cork City. He's an absolute legend there. And Liam, you know, what a night for him, and we can only hope for fantastic things for that young man.
Yeah, it's a great example of persevering and working hard, isn't it? You know, he probably overlooked as a young lad to go to England and didn't get the call, but kept on working, kept on believing in himself. And now he's in England. His career has taken off, and he's put on the green shirt. Great story. I like the interchange with him and Long going off. Yeah. You know, that was good.
It's a big night for him. He's had a remarkable 2 years. He left Dundalk a couple of years ago, and I don't know whether a lot of non-League of Ireland fans know this. He wasn't a regular in the Dundalk team. He did have a spell in England earlier in his career. He was with West Ham. Yeah. Didn't play at all.
Even then,
he was released, came back,
to get that knock back,
and kept going. And one of the, he's spoken. He's done a lot of interviews since he's gone to England, and on the pitch things have gone well for him. And he's spoken about his game has improved. Physically, he's improved. His concentration, his understanding of the game has improved. But you pick up from that interview what all of us who've been watching him for a year or two know. One of his great strengths is his attitude, his personality. He's got a brilliant approach to the game, and He's a player that probably every fan in the League of Ireland will be delighted to see him get his run out tonight.
I think it's great as well for kids to see there's a different pathway to a career. Everyone 14, 15, 16 gets the money, what have you. If they want to go away, stay here, play in the Irish League, and then get there when you're 19, 20, and now he has a senior cap to his name. So it's a different pathway and something to look at.
And that even if it doesn't work, even if a club releases you without picking you once, like West Ham did. I think he went out on loan when Accrington did well, but they still released him. He came back, didn't get his game regularly from Dundalk. They let him go. So there's some big, like, sizable knocks on your journey in the mind of someone who has given everything and wants to be a professional footballer and kept going, kept working, kept focused to the point that he's out there playing for his country. It's remarkable.
Brilliant. Lads, before we go, listen, tonight was all about getting the job done, Liam, and that job was done. So, Monday.
Yeah, we can do
this.
Yeah, I said it after the Serbia game. I thought we played well against Serbia. A bit unlucky. They scored a real good goal. But after the game, I said, there's no reason why we can't take maximum points from the next two games. And again, I'll say it, Bale is not playing. Bale is that guy who can make the difference when he's playing for Real Madrid or when he's playing for Wales. He has to be the consistent guy to make the difference. He's not there. All things are equal. I don't think their team is a lot better than us, maybe a tiny bit better than us, but on the day it's down to who wants it more and who maybe gets that little bit of luck. And Martin O'Neill, when it comes to those big games, somehow he always seems to get across the line.
A lucky general, Damien?
Well, he's been called that before.
Yeah.
I think we will get the luck of the Irish in other games. I think a couple of them teams there will slip up. And I think we're always at our best. We think of Italy, we think of France. That's when we put in our best performances. So I think
Germany,
we can go there.
Germany
here. I think we can go there, rattle Wales and come away with the win.
Okay, guys, thanks very much indeed.